Now I got this person, which claims to have noticed something interesting. In 2012, there was an episode of Dr. Literally Who, which was extremely woke, according to him. It seems to center around the 13th Doctor showrunner Chris Chibnall, and the episode he's talking about is called Dinosaurs on a Spaceships. Haven't seen it. I'm not going to regret not seeing it after listening to the story of it. It's about the Doctor, which is interacting with some newly introduced characters, which are one-dimensional. Characters with no backstories at all, but we're told they have history with our main character, and it all happened off-screen. One of them is a macho white guy, whose entire existence is to be sexist and toxic. That needs to be taken down a peg. The second one is Queen Nefriti, who is a Yas queen. Don't need no man stereotype that saves herself instead of needing the Doctor to save her. And of course, Nefriti is black. And then, of course, the main antagonist is another white man who is written to be a caricature of the most evil person you can possibly imagine. Genocidal and sexist to the bone. And while we're talking about race, why not mention that the whole task force that wants to save the Earth from crashing spaceship is Indian. Every single one of them. And their commander is literally an Indian woman because she's obviously smarter than everyone else with the dangly bits. Apart from the whole story making little sense, they shoehorn talks about gender at least 5 times, acknowledging that one woman is worth at least 2 men, and that the wife is the husband, queen in their marriage. We also get to see a same-sex kiss between Rory and the Doctor for literally no reason other than, yay, we're progressive, I guess. And so, this is part of an interesting narrative, which is that leftists often use. Shows were always woke. Like, look in 2012, the Doctor was actually woke back then, and so I don't understand why you're exaggerating now. You're just racist, sexist, homophobic, bigoted. Now here's the interesting part. What exactly is wokeness? And I think there's 2 major problems with it. Well, maybe even 3. The first one is the preachy aspect. Like, no one is against you having a character that's toxic. No one is against you having a character that's Yas Queen level. But when the only reason you're having these characters and the only thing that they do is to preach to the audience and, you know, to be like a Rorschach test. It's like, look, we have 2 women kissing. How are you reacting to that? Because that's how it feels, right? Like, if you don't like the episode, they will say, oh, you don't like the episode because it has a lesbian kiss scene, and because of that, you're a piece of shit, and you need to be debanked and kicked away from society. And so, the show doesn't serve as an entertaining outlet. It's not about the Doctor going through various time periods and fighting aliens anymore. The show is a Rorschach test. It's kind of like testing your thetan levels. Are you going to say anything negative about it? Like, we all know that nobody likes the show. However, you have to pretend you like it so that we know you're one of the decent folk. If you're not a snob, if you don't pretend that this is high art, then you're a piece of shit and you need to be punished. And so that is wokeness, right? Like, the thing is not about entertainment anymore. It's just a purity test. The second thing is getting rid of all the competent writers. Like, getting rid of all the writers that are worth their salt. Because writers that are worth their salt would not write this type of garbage. They will call it out. At the moment they call it out, they expose themselves for being outside of the clique. And they need to be fired to make room for the race-based nepotism. It's so that you can hire the bad writers, right? And this is why go woke, go broke. It's like, once you have the bad writers in, even if they were allowed to produce something good, they can't. They physically can't. They were hired based on race-based nepotism. They weren't hired because of their skill. People that were skilled already got sacked, and so this is what happens. Now, when you're looking at the 2012 Doctor Who, sure, like, some episodes were very progressive. Like, some episodes were probably just as woke as a more recent edition than the Doctor. But they were kind of like testing the water level, you know? Like some of the new writers were just pumping this up to see who complains. And if you're inside the production and you complained, you could pack your bags because you'd be next on the line. What they would do is that when they saw a writer complain about it, they would flag him. And then they would wait for some office gossip, like some woman said, oh, he looked at me inappropriately, he made a sexist joke, he did this, he did that. And they wouldn't fire him for not liking this show or the level of writing in this episode. They would fire him for something completely different, right? It's like, look, he made a sexual joke. He made a sexual remark. How can we allow? How can we let them in? And so the main problem that I have with the woke shows, as I mentioned before, there's 3 issues, right? And we talked about 2. We talked about the preachy aspect. We talked about the internal aspect where they're sacking talented people. But there is the third one. And the third one is that nothing different is allowed to exist. Like anything that's different is going to be banned. And so, in a world where Doctor Who is shit, that's not a problem because you can just watch something else. But in a world where everything is shit, they're hoping that you will watch Doctor Who because there's nothing else to watch. And so people decided to go watch anime, and now they're sanitizing anime as well, right? Like they're picking on low-hanging fruits. It's like, oh, violence towards kids in anime. We can't show that. My Hero Academia, very problematic. Oh, fan service in anime. Oh, we can't show that, right? And so the purpose is to get anime and everything else to go down at the level of Doctor Who. And so, circling back, yeah, I do think it started happening in 2012, but at the time, most people didn't really care. Because when you're watching a show and it has 24 episodes per season, okay, one episode is bad. You can handle the Fly episode in Breaking Bad and you move away. But these episodes were actually a purity spiral test, not just for the internal team, but also for the moderators on forums to see, do they allow criticism of this episode? For the community itself, it's like, who's criticizing so we can mark them and ban them later? So, in 2012, these things were actually purity tests to set the ground for the social justice takeover, which has lasted for more than 10 years now. And it's a good spot. Yeah, it's a good notice. I remember back then that there were a couple of cringe episodes from various TV shows doing exactly this, right? Pushing preachy messages and trying to race bait and gender bait people. And they virtually gone unnoticed, but the people that were publishing them, they definitely looked at how the market reacted. And more importantly, they looked at how their internal team reacted. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.